Sup, babies? Baby needs a haircut. Baby needs a band. That's the only true way to get the power out. Band is on. LFO is twisted. The nips are hot.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, babies, we're talking LFOs today. What the does that mean? It stands for low frequency oscillators. You were just hearing how some of those were applied to the filter and to the pitch.
Oscillator?
No, it's not a bass oscillator.
An LFO is an oscillator that oscillates under 20 Hz, that is to say, below the audible range for all of you pansy babies. So rather than it being used for the creation of sound, it is used to control different aspects of the synth.
You can see the destination, DEST here, is on the filter, the amp, the oscillator, oscillator 2, both oscillators, the mix. You can control a bunch of different things, and depending on the synth, it can control whatever you want it to. First example, LFOs as it applies to the filter. But say I wanted, for some reason, I wanted it to go like this, without having to move the cutoff myself. So here's what the LFO does to the filter. So I'm going to come over to LFO 1, I'm going to turn it on. Nice.
Nice.
I'm going to choose, I'm going to think in my brain, big boy brain.
An LFO is an oscillator.
Triangle wave. Triangle wave looks like this, which means we have, as it repeats, we have little peaks and valleys as the wave continues. And so the amount that I set this on is going to be a positive amount if I go to the right, and a negative amount if I go to the left. That's important because, say, I want the filter to go wah, 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 and move the low-pass filter through the frequency spectrum. What I would do is I would just hold a note to here, and I would raise the amount. You catch that? One more time. That function that's going by in our LFO like this, if you were to follow that data point up and down on a triangle wave, it'd be going up and down. So the amount changes the amplitude of the wave, and the rate changes how fast it happens. So is it happening quicker or slower? Kind of gnarly. And the reason it's really exaggerated, babies, is because in episode 1 we talked about resonance. So maybe I want it to be a little less exaggerated. So I'll bring down the resonance right here. You can hear how it's still kind of going back and forth on our triangle waves, and that value that you would be tracking along the triangle wave as it's moving, like that, directly affects where the cutoff is. So that means if I have the cutoff all the way open, here's a troubleshooting tip. Say you're trying this at home in your baby kit, babies, and you have the cutoff all the way open and you're trying to get this LFO to work and it's not working, and you're angry about it. I'm like, I'm maxing out the amount. Nothing's happening. Here's why. You need that cutoff to be low enough to be sonically affected by how much the LFO is affecting it. So I'm going to hold this note, I'm going to bring the cutoff down, and you're going to hear the LFO at work. So there's a kind of fine line between how we want to use our LFO to control the filter and where our cutoff is and where our resonance is to exaggerate that. One last thing to understand about this is kind of how you get dubstep. Syncing it is just getting it lined up to the BPM of the track. So that means instead of just an arbitrary rate that's kind of faster or slower, it's going to be automatically to quarters, eighth notes. So if I change the rate now, it's not going to be gradual, it's going to jump into the new subdivision. And it's cool because some rates actually get down to like 4 bars. So if I put this rate really low and I put the amount really high up, and I max out this res and I leave the cutoff really low, it's going to fade in and be gnarly as f. I'm going to give you a really basic example, a baby example, if you will.
Baby example.
Macaroni in a pot, that's a baby with a synth. LFO 1, I'm going to use the pitch of both oscillator 1 and 2 together. That's the pitch. So if I have the amount oscillating here, and the rate slowed down, it's going to be like a siren, it's going to be vibrato. Because the pitch is going along a triangle-shaped wave. So what happens if we change the wave? With using synths, you should always it's just like the ADSR video where we want to be asking the right questions. So if I just kind of moved the knob as a baby and I didn't really know what I was doing, I can start to kind of figure things out and visualize things in my head, which is a really important process, baby. So don't lose focus of the true meaning of Christmas this year. If I have a square wave, that's going to move the pitch like a square wave looks. So a square wave looks like this. Dee, 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 dee. You know, so the pitch is going to literally go snap up to wherever the amount is and snap down. So that means if I hold a single note, it's going to sound like it's doing a trill. Right? If I have a sine wave, it's going to loosey-goosely go up and down. Yo-yo up and down. If I have a saw, that's kind of the classic, you know, oh, something's wrong in the spaceship. Because sawtooth waves are shaped like this, the pitch is going to go up, boop, and then restart. So that's what's happening. And if I hold the whole chord, it'd be really crazy. But that might be kind of cool if you want to sync it. Which is cool. I hope you enjoyed it. LFOs are really fun and creative tools to automating processes on the synth that you would otherwise normally do by hand, and that sucks. Let's be honest. Babies only have 2 hands. Head over to my website, google.com. Tell them I sent you for a discount. Check out my Instagram. Send me your cool-ass patches, babies. Check out the other way. The other way. Check out the stream. I'm streaming right now. Come hang out with the homies. We do Smash Bros. Melee. We do jazz, synth jazz. We do synth inner theater on Fridays. I'll see you. Peace, my babies.
I am a robot and I like and subscribe this vid. Haha, it is funny, I will tell all my friend.
Alright, that's good.